Hello there, it's Sunday the 5th of June 2016. Look what I've got for the post. This came through the post yesterday. Look, it says, "Good morning, dear." And you open it, it says, "Turn up those good morning vibes. Pop me out." Okay, pop me out. That's this thing on there. Right, okay. So pop me out like that. And then it's got instructions inside it and a biscuit. Right, a biscuit, okay? Get music ready. Pop out the perforated holes. Hello, I've done that already. Look, oh, I look like one of those. You know those robots. What was that robot on the planet? You know, with the things going. I remember that. Was it? Can't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Pop out the perforated. Close the box and place your mobile in the slot. Enjoy Belvita as part of a balanced breakfast. E.g. with a piece of fruit, yoghurt and a cuppa. That's breakfast sorted. So you put your mobile phone in here, put the music on and listen to it while you're having breakfast, which is a biscuit. A biscuit. Now, there's something going on, dear, with the British breakfasts at the moment. Will someone please tell me what the hell is going on with the breakfast? We're getting a biscuit for breakfast. Do us a favour, will you, for Christ's sake? Who just wants that for breakfast? No. And I've seen something else recently. I think it's Weetabix have bought out a breakfast drink, right? So you open this little bottle, drink it, and that's your breakfast. I'm sorry, that is not my idea of breakfast. Now, I'm sure there's one or two of you out there, or even more than that, that don't actually have breakfast. Which is, I don't think is ever a good idea. Oh, it makes me feel sick in the morning. It's always an excuse. Makes me feel sick in the morning. Or do you remember being at Scouts? There was always a kid allergic to eggs, wasn't there? Oh, can't have that, allergic to eggs. Oh, moan, 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 moan. Actually, one of my great nephews is a bit of a moaner. That's Harry. He's 3 at the moment. Always whinging. Where's my dummy? Where's my dummy? All the time like that. Yeah. So Weetabix, I think, have got this drink out. And, what are these here for? Oh, I've got to refill my lemon. This is really nice. You can't smell it, but it's lovely. Hang on. Must have a little spray of this. This is from the hairdressers in Wokingham that I go. £5 that was, dear. Mind you, a lot easier than some of that blooming aftershave you lot put on. I bet you've got a bottle of aftershave, about £25, haven't you? Ronnie's got loads of mine, my mate. Loads of aftershaves, my mate. Oh, hundreds and hundreds of these little bottles of different smelling stuff from all over the blooming place. Generally at the off-duty sales in the air. Not off-duty sales, what are they called? Off-peak sales? Tax-free sales at the airport whenever he goes away somewhere. Anyway, back to the breakfast. So how can you just drink this bottle of stuff and, I've had breakfast now? How can you even feel full? No. Now, if you're a vegetarian like me, I'd probably like some cornflakes. Nice big bowl of cornflakes, perhaps. Or bran flakes if you want to be super healthy. Or, like me, I have porridge in the morning. And I have traditional porridge now. Oh, yes, dear. None of this tear a little bag and put it in and stick it. No. Full of sugar, that one. Full of sugar. Just normal Scotch jumbo rolled porridge oats. Comes in a big box. And it takes no longer than that little instant packet of thing that you're paying about, like £5 for 12 portions. Oh, no, dear. No. You tip out the box as much as you want. And I've got a glass. I've got 4 of them, actually. 4 glass mixing jugs that I use. Okay? So I put the porridge in the little mixing jug, put an approximate amount of milk in there. It goes in there, comes out, put some honey in there, some blueberries. Oh, it's delicious. I often don't get the milk right. Sometimes it comes up really thick. A little bit like myself, to be honest, or it comes out a little bit too thin, but it's lovely. Oh, so much nicer than that packet of stuff. Or maybe if you're not vegetarian, you might like a full English cooked breakfast. Oh yes, sausages and eggs and baked beans and tomatoes on that plate. That's a breakfast, not a biscuit. I'll probably enjoy. I shouldn't really have biscuits because they got wheaten and it gives me the acid problem, right? But I may have that, or maybe one. No, I'll probably have them both with a cup of tea of some sort, as a snack, but not as a breakfast. Look at it. Look. I mean, are there any mice around here that might want something? Hello, mice? Not in my house. Not in my spick and spanly clean house, if you don't mind me saying. There's some birthdays coming up, so don't go too far away, boys and girls. And as for that Weetabix breakfast as well, I mean, what's all that? You've got to have a cup of tea or coffee in the morning, surely. How can you just drink that bottle of Weetabix breakfast, whatever it is? No, that's not a breakfast. And please, I know you're going to be convinced, aren't you? You're going to be convinced to start having a breakfast, which is a biscuit, basically a biscuit or a bottle of stuff. You're going to let it happen, aren't you? In the same way that we were convinced by Subway that a ham roll is no longer called a ham roll. It's called a sub. It's called a sub. Well, no, it's not a sub. It's a ham roll. Sub. Where do they get these names from? All these changes and things. I can't cope with all these changes. Dear. That's it. So there's the breakfast thing. As I say, I haven't been around for a couple of days. I've been really very, 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 very busy. On Friday, you may remember me telling you Thursday, I think, that I was taking my mate to the hospital on Friday. Ronnie's got very, very bad eyes at the moment. He's got some sort of infection there. And it seems to spread to the whole, almost, his cheeks and what's that thing there? Sinuses, and they keep coming up and they go down, and you think, oh, that's all right for today. But they come up very, very quickly within the space of like 10 minutes. Oh, here we go again. And he knows it's coming back up again. And he's had this problem for a while. So we went to the hospital on Friday morning to get some eye drops. Not eye drops. It's like a gel that he puts in his eyes because they're very sore, and that is to lubricate, boys and girls. I mean, I said to him, I've got a tin of WD-40. That'd do, wouldn't it? Surely you spray a little bit in that eye. That'll sort it out. But no. He has to go all the way down to the hospital in Windsor. Windsor, very nice down there, dear. Oh, it's lovely. So we drove through. To get there, we drive through Windsor Great Park. Highly recommended that for a day out, perhaps a Sunday or a day during the week. If you're not doing anything, go to Windsor Great Park. It is beautiful. And then if you do manage to get yourself bored there for some reason, there's Windsor Castle, which I'm hoping to go to soon. We want to go to Windsor Castle. In fact, I'm meeting a very good friend of mine, Tom Harris, who's over from the US of A, and I think we're going to meet at Windsor. I don't think we're going in Windsor Castle. We're going to have something to eat on Tuesday next week. So I'm looking forward to that. But yes, if you get bored in the park and go to Windsor Castle, have a look round there, or indeed the shops at Windsor. And that's quite a nice experience, actually, the shopping in Windsor. After we came out from the hospital, I think it was the Prince Edward VII Hospital, if I remember rightly, which is lovely. If you're one of those people in London, when you go to a hospital outside of London, it's completely different. They have grounds and grass and nice flowers and plants and trees. It's ever so nice. And the people in this particular clinic, I suppose you'd call it, they actually have an eye casualty there. So you don't send your eyes in, you have to appear personally. Have to take yourself down there if you've got something wrong with your eyes. And literally you just walk in and sit there. We're so lucky in this country with the NHS. We really are. So you've got a problem with your eyes, you just go down there. So hello, I've got this wrong in my eyes. Okay, sit down. We'll see you as soon as possible. And there'll be a sign up. And it's usually a long wait. Don't think you can go in and 5 minutes later you're seeing a doctor. Although I would guess it happens sometimes. No, at this particular time there was a 3-hour wait. But we didn't have to wait 3 hours because Ronnie had already got the prescription to pick up the eye gel from another hospital because they didn't have anyone there, so they sent him there. So they collected. But lovely hospital, nice people in there and all that. After that, we went into Windsor town to do a bit of shopping. I had to pop to the bank, a very small branch of my usual bank there, and then we went to Waitrose. We've never been to Waitrose in Windsor, and here's the weird thing: it's upstairs. Yeah, I know. A supermarket is upstairs. Now, there is an escalator and stairs and a lift, for trolleys and things like that. But it was just a bit weird to me that there was a supermarket that was upstairs, all nicely laid out, nice staff, you know what to expect from Waitrose. But how strange is that? So we did a bit of shopping there, and then by the time we came home, it was quite late. Came back through the park again, and it was quite late by the time we got back. So no show Friday, and yesterday very, very busy again. Yesterday, Ronnie wanted to go to because he can't drive at the moment because his eyes are so bad. So he wanted to go to the Moss End Garden Centre, which is not too far. It's about 10 minutes, 10, 12 minutes drive from here, because we had discovered. I think, if I remember rightly, I think we popped there on the way back on Friday. We popped in there on Friday, and we discovered within the garden centre there are little shops doing things, and we found this little antique shop. I can't remember the name of it now, but there were all sorts of little knickknacks and things, some very cheap, some a little bit expensive. While I was in there, I bought him a little China cat, which is exactly, he's got one of those, it's not Siamese, is it ragdoll? I think he's got a ragdoll cat with beautiful blue eyes. And I found a little China cat in there that is almost identical to Ronnie's cat. So I bought him that while he was in there. It was only a £5. And we had a good look around. There's all sorts of things in there. There's pictures, old, cabinets, like really old, not MFI crap, not the old chipboard, made out of solid wood, little china things, thimbles, a clock made out of slate, all sorts of wonderful, wonderful knickknacks in this little place. It's an antique place if you ever want to go, if you're around there, in the Moss End Garden Centre. And while we were in there, Ronnie said he had some stuff to sell, and the bloke said, "Oh, bring it in, and we'll have a look at it." So Saturday morning, I got up and I went round to his house to pick him up, and took his stuff, and he had 2 green bottles, massive green bottles. I don't know what you would have had in them, but I've seen similar ones, clear ones, where people have made glass, what they call jar gardens, glass gardens. Oh, I don't know what they glass gardens. Oh, there's a name for those, isn't there? I wonder if it'll come up if I type in glass gardens. Glass gardens. 1 minute. Glass gardens. But no, bottle gardens. That's it, bottle gardens. So I've seen clear ones made where little people put little bit of earth in the bottom and somehow get the plants in there, and they grow those. I think ferns are quite popular in those, aren't they? Ferns and possibly cacti in those. But he didn't want these, so he had these 2 great big glass bottles, which actually didn't weigh too much. He'd put them in boxes. So I lifted them from his house because he can't lift any. I mean, I can't lift. I'm like his carer now. I think I should be paid to be his carer at the moment. So I lifted these things into the car. And he also had some pictures in quite nice frames. Anyway, we took them down there because on the Friday when we went there, on the way back home from the hospital and the shops, he spotted these 2 stone lions that was sitting there, so high. It's about as big as my arm, I suppose. They were so high, but they were made of stone, very well weathered, but they were clearly lions, and of a white colour, and he quite liked those. I will go round to his house at some point and do a little video in his garden for you, and you can see the lions then and what have you. And he wanted those, and they were £70. So his idea was he would be able to sell his stuff and have the lions and a bit of cash left over. So we took these pictures and the glass jar thing, big bottles, down to this place, and the bloke had a look at them. And I think in the end, to be honest, I think Ronnie thought he was going to get a lot more than he did. But nevertheless, I think he got the lions and £10 for all the other stuff. Which is fine. If you don't want something, get rid of it and get something else. And I think that's wonderful, don't you? So he's quite happy with his little purchase. So that was at the Moss End Garden Centre. We didn't, fortunately, we've stopped buying. I've stopped buying plants. He said, "Oh, can we buy some?" And I'm like, no more plants. We've got enough plants. I've got so much in the garden now, and out the front. at the back, at the front, to the side. There really is no more room. Although I suppose, if you looked carefully, you would find room for more plants, wouldn't you? Eh? You just move that over a little bit more, cut a bit of that off and chuck it away. Oh, there's room for another plant there. So I really don't, and I've spent a fortune on plants in the last in the last 12 months, as my accountant has told me. That I'm coming on to the accountant. Oh, there's not good news at the accountant in a minute. So that was it. We came back. We didn't buy any plants. We popped back here to Bracknell to Waitrose. I left him at Waitrose, and I had to go to Thomas Cook because years ago I took my entire sister's family to Disney. This is going back about 15 years. And I remember saying to the 3 children, when you get families, we'll do this again. And 15 years down the line, here we are, our first trip. I'm taking my nephew Garry and his wife Stacey, and their 3 little ones. That's Evie, Harry, and Olivia. Olivia, if you follow this program, Olivia is severely disabled. She's got quite a lot wrong with her, but she's coming as well. And we're going to Disney Paris sometime in November. So that's all booked and sorted, and that's very, very exciting to be able to say that 15 years ago, and here we are with the first one. So there'll be the first one. Jimmy, of course, I took on his own to Florida a couple of years ago, and we had a wonderful, wonderful holiday there. And next year it'll be Tracy, that's my niece, and her family, and we'd go to Paris Disney there. Not staying in the castle. That was really, really expensive, and also the rooms were quite small. But we'll be staying at the Hotel New York in Paris, which is kind of the next one down, and it all looks really nice. All the park tickets, everything is included. I was surprised at the train fares. Wow, they're really expensive. The train fare from there to there is quite expensive. My guess is it would have been cheaper on the plane, but I'm concerned that the little disabled one wouldn't get on so well on the plane, so that's why we're going on the train. So it's all sorted. Wonderful, wonderful, all waiting to happen, and that's in November. Very excited about that. I was just saying about my accountant. Now, my tax year finishes in March. I think it's either March or April, one of the two anyway. And I duly send my paperwork off quite quickly to the accountant so we can have it sorted. Now, you don't have to send things, as a self-employed person, you don't have to send things into the tax office until I think it's November for paper stuff. I can't remember. I think it's around November. But I like to get it all in and all sorted because I don't want any problems or anything like that. And it's sorted. Anyway, I've got a letter from the accountant here, which says I'm £5,000 out somewhere, and we can't find where it is. There isn't. I can't. I've had a look. I've had a quick look. I'm really not good with numbers. I mean, I got E. I got grade E for maths at school. Believe me, I'm not good with numbers. But generally, with money, and certainly my account, I have never ever made a mistake. Neither has he. In all the years I've been self-employed, which is, I don't know, 99, I don't know, it must be 25 years self-employed now, something around that figure. We have never made a mistake. And then suddenly we're like nearly £5,000 out. And we can't find where it is. At the moment, anyway. Now, what I do at the end of the year, I try and split up my accounts so he gets like a list of the income, a list of the expense, and a list of property, because I'm a landlord as well. The property, that's all fine, no problem at all. That's all. It's like a separate account. That's all fine. But it's the disco one that's gone a bit wrong somewhere, and we're trying to find out where that is. Now, if you could look down your row of figures and see like perhaps 4,000. That's where it's gone wrong. But we can't. It seems to be a cumulative thing. You know, it's gradually going up. And then at the end of the year, there's this big difference between bank and income. And we can't work out where it is at the moment. So what I've done now, as I say, I had a quick look and I'm like, oh, my eyes, you know, oh, look at all these bloody numbers. So what I've done now is print out exactly what I can see on the screen, rather than try and separate it for him as I usually do, and hope. I've just sent that off, and I got up early yesterday specifically to catch the post on Sunday, because it's Saturday, because there's only one post on Saturday, you see. and I hope he will get that on Monday, and he'll be able to look through it and see what the problem is, because he's the money man, not me. I don't understand these things. So I'm worried now. I know it sounds stupid, but I worry terribly if something like that isn't right. And I know we'll find it somewhere. We'll find somewhere where it's gone wrong. My guess is it's a tick in a box, because when you create these reports, I have to put ticks in. I have to remember, is it that tick or is it that one? And then I just push a button and it all comes out. But that's where I try and separate it for him, so it's easier for him. Now I've sent him the whole thing, so he'll do whatever he does with these things and hopefully sort it out. But I do get really worried about anything like that. Anything to do with bills or money, I want it sorted, and that's it. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so that's what I've been doing the last couple of days. A few birthdays to do today, boys and girls. Quite a few birthdays, actually. First of all, my son Lee, who's 32 today. Happy birthday, Lee, 32 years. Happy birthday today to Tim Ryan in Australia, who must be very... Are you 50 yet, Tim? That's my cousin, Tim in Australia. Happy birthday, Tim. Happy birthday to David Skinner. It's been a long time since I've first seen you. I think the last time was in heaven, when I was DJing in heaven about 10 years ago. Happy birthday, David. Happy birthday to Karen Barrett, who was... I don't know what you're doing now, actually. Are you still a nurse? I used to know her when she was a nurse. Happy birthday, Karen. Happy birthday to Carolanne White. Lots today. Happy birthday to Garry Simon. Happy birthday to Tom Curtetz. I hope I've said that right. Curtez. I hope that's right. Tom Curtez, who I used to work with at Belushi's in London Bridge. And it looks like, I don't know if that's your baby. Are you married now, Tom? If you are, congratulations. If you're not, or you are, then look forward to that. I hope that's your baby. I'm just guessing from the picture on there. You've got a lovely profile picture and a beautiful lady and a beautiful baby with you there. So happy birthday, Tom. Always remember you, my friend. You were great to work with, all right, at Belushi's. Happy birthday to Kay Bargrove, and happy birthday to Kristo. And again, Kristo, he was a customer at Belushi's in London Bridge. I have such wonderful memories of the 5 years I spent there, and I haven't seen him for a number of years as well. So happy birthday to all of you, all right, and happy birthday, and I shall sing for you now, boys and girls. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lee, Tim, David, Karen, Caroline, Garry, Tom, Kay and Kristo. Happy birthday to you. All right? I really do hope you have a lovely birthday today, and you've got a nice day for it as well. At least wherever you are in the UK. Probably getting a little bit cold now in Australia, is it, Tim? Have a lovely Sunday, everyone. And I'll be hosting karaoke tonight at the Golden Lion every Sunday night at the Golden Lion in Sydenham between 8 p.m. and 12 midnight. Okay. Oh, just a quick thank you to Adam for the video you sent me. That's coming up in perhaps the next show or the next couple of shows. And also to Johnny Q, who sent in a very interesting entertainment type email, which I'll also read out in the next few shows. Okay. Have a nice Sunday.